If you'll excuse the early morning voice that I have right now, I just want to hop in before the video starts and say thank you and hello to everybody who has come over and subscribed to the channel after watching last night's PSVR2 Without Parole show. That was so fun to be on there. I want to say thank you to Brian for having me. And yeah, thank you to all of you for recommending me go on there. Without you guys, I wouldn't have had that opportunity, and welcome to everybody who's joined after seeing that show. So anyway, on with the little double review today. Despite having a really annoying eye infection that made it so VR was like a flashbang to my brain, I've managed to sink a couple of hours over the last couple of days into 2 VR games that have wowed me, but one of them has wowed me a lot more than the other. And although I don't have my full review thoughts laid out here because I haven't beaten both games fully, I played them a fair bit, and I thought it'd be nice to do a little mini review in progress for both of them, as I don't have that many thoughts on both to kind of fill a whole video, so let's combine them. The first game we're going to talk about is Bartender VR. This is a game that is exactly what it says on the tin, and didn't wow me as much as the second game we're going to talk about, but honestly, Bartender VR is a really solid PSVR2 game. It does feel a bit like a Quest port because of the visuals. I'm sure it is a Quest port now that I've said that. But it essentially has you making several types of drinks across various different locations, either in practice mode where you're taught how to make these drinks, career mode where you have a 10-minute time limit to make as much money as possible and make as many drinks as possible with no guides unless you want to get a hint, which will then reduce the amount of money you eventually make from each sale, which is an incredibly stressful mode but really well done, or free play where you can just make whatever you want, whatever concoction you'd like, and just play around with everything. Hit it, I need gin. Fuck, no I don't. Oh, I already did that. No.
Oh no, you've ruined it.
For fuck's sake. This on paper sounds really good, and in practice, it is also really good. To be honest, from the gameplay side of things, I really enjoyed playing Bartender VR. The visual presentation feels like 90 Hz. It might be 120 reprojected from 60, but it felt like 90. It feels very smooth. There is free locomotion, but if you have an okay sized area, you can probably just walk around Job Simulator style and play the game that way, and that feels a bit more immersive as you're actually traversing around the little bar that you have. The textures are okay, they feel like Quest textures, but to be honest, the gameplay here is really fun with having to gauge how long you should keep pouring a liquid, to make sure you get the exact measurements, to try to remember the complex combinations of different ingredients, to make specific drinks for people who want them, and the disappointment of when you really mess up part of a drink and have to start all over again. And if you get really frustrated, you can just throw your drink at your customer's head. That's also an option. I don't know if there's like a specific soda I need to use. Oh no, hang on, I'll just drink this, it's fine. Oh shit!
Oh no, you've ruined it.
I didn't realize I could do that. On the audio side of things, the game doesn't really blow you away. The recorded dialogue is nothing special, just people asking for what drinks they want and insulting you if you get it wrong. The backing music is, I'm fairly sure, just royalty-free generic music. One of them still has the Audio Jungle watermark in it, which is quite funny. Oh. Oh, it's still got the sample in it. That's quite funny. Anyway. But overall, it's an alright experience on the audio side of things, but really I just enjoyed looking around these environments. Even though they aren't the most visually spectacular, they're still quite nice to just kind of chill, make drinks and look around in. And I genuinely enjoyed the loop of learning how to make each of these drinks with the accurate measurements in milliliters of how much you should be putting into them. It's quite a cool educational tool, to be honest, if you want to learn how to make some drinks without the stress of having actual real-life people judging you while you do it. But yeah, Bartender VR, quite a lot of fun. I've enjoyed playing around with it, having a look around the different locations, making various different drinks, because I think there are 16 in total, possibly 20. There's 4 per location, there's quite a lot to make here. And it can get quite stressful when you're in career mode trying to make something very, very quickly and forgetting the recipe. So I'd recommend taking a look at it.
And stir the drink.
Spoon. This is the longest spoon I have ever seen. The second game, which really impressed me, was Space Docker VR, a game I had never heard of, and I've only just managed to get past the introduction, to be honest, and play a couple of the levels afterwards. But the introduction takes quite a while because you're getting used to the controls, and this markets itself as a hardcore VR space trucker game. That is exactly what it is. And before we even get into any of the gameplay or the visuals and how fun but hard and punishing this game can be, let's talk about what you're seeing on screen right now, because Space Docker uses the same camera methods as VTOL VR. If you've ever heard of that PSVR game, you'll probably have seen some gameplay from creators like Operator Drewski and Spicy Gavino using different camera angles on screen for your perspective. They'll still be in the VR seat and doing everything from their POV, but you'll see camera angles like you're seeing on screen now from inside the cockpit and outside the cockpit. And Space Docker has the same feature. I didn't know this was possible to output a different image to the social screen on PSVR2, but the dev here has done it.
Ooh, spectator camera. Wait a second. That's fucking sick. That's fucking awesome. Hello. You should be seeing me then, right? That's so sick. Hello, everyone. Oh, it's just like, that's genuinely one of the features I wanted from VTOL VR when it comes over.
Genuinely such a cool feature. And while I'm not very good at this game to make engaging content out of it, to be honest, in terms of my skill level, it's a game where if you are good at it, you can make some really engaging content by picking and choosing your camera angles of what you want your audience to see at specific times. With that little rant out of the way of how cool that is, visually the game feels like it's running at 120 Hz, is incredibly smooth, feels like red matter levels of smooth. The textures are pretty damn good, and the resolution is spot on as well. Everything looks great here. It's not red matter levels of spectacular visuals, but it does look very, very good. And I'm pretty blown away with how well the game runs and looks. The actual gameplay here is exactly what you imagine. It's space docking in a space trucker simulator. You pick up cargo, you send it into your ship with lots of little buttons around the cockpit to help you do so. You have a really cool space handbrake that slows you down. Everything's really immersive in there. It uses both normal flight stick controls, as in you're doing your pitch and your yaw, and then you could also use the thumbsticks to adjust several other angles as well. Just like No Man's Sky, I'll want to compare it to, but it feels a lot more punishing here because you're having to deal with realistic zero-G physics, and that is where this game kind of excels.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay. I feel like this is what it's like playing VTOL VR. I'm getting a lot of similarities. Oh shit. Stop.
But don't get me wrong, it is a hardcore space trucker simulator. It is really tough to get to grips with some of these mechanics, but if you're into your games like Elite Dangerous and you want something that visually looks similar and has similar, like, basically space Amazon worker jobs like in that game, this is the best thing you're going to get on PSVR2, to be honest, at the moment. Some of the space stations look like they're ripped directly out of Elite, and the asteroids and the backdrops are genuinely awe-inspiring, and it reminds me a lot of playing Elite Dangerous on PCVR, so honestly, I'm so impressed by Space Docker VR.
The game looks good, though. This is not on my radar. This is not on my radar at all.
The menus, by the way, are super well done, with you basically pushing on the button that you want to select to take you to each menu, and all of the UI is designed really well to show you your different systems and your axis and everything like that. It's awesome. But yeah, there's a lot of content here with a lot of missions. There are even race missions, so you can try and get through a course as fast as possible. So I'm really impressed with Space Docker VR and Bartender VR. These two games have come out of nowhere and been really fun to play around with. I definitely prefer Space Docker as an experience. It feels incredibly polished and amazing. However, I also enjoyed Bartender's Loop, even though the visuals aren't quite there. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please do let me know if you have any questions about either of these games. I'll answer them in the comments below. Thank you to Luke Bentley, our supporter on Patreon. If you want to join the Patreon or memberships, the link is in the description below. It's been a nice break to talk about some new games that have come out, considering the absolute mayhem of the last couple of days. But thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video.